Hello everyone, welcome back to Valley of the Mist Block of the Month. I'm Adriane Ritter.
And I'm Shelley McNeely.
And this is the March 2024 Block of the Month. And this beautiful block we're working on this month is called the Alabama Variation. Not quite sure what it's a variation of. It's kind of a 9-patch with two borders.
Yeah.
With cornerstones and or sashings and cornerstones kind of around it. Okay.
Right.
So Shelley, what fabrics do we need?
So this year, our focus fabric for the blocks, if you turn them in at the meeting for winning the blocks, is called Yalke, designed by June Smith for M&S Textiles. So if you don't turn it in, you can use your own focus fabric because that will tie all the blocks together if you make a quilt. So for this particular block, the focus fabric, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 2 inches by 6.5 inches. And then for the white, you're going to need 4 2 inches by 3.5 inches and 4 pieces that are 2 inches by 9.5 inches. Then for the light coordinating, which is this one here.
The one with the big block in the center.
You're going to need 12 2-inch squares and 1 3.5-inch square. And then for the darker coordinating fabric, you're going to need 2 2 by 6.5-inch pieces.
So the dark coordinating and the focus, you need the same amount of those.
Right.
And then you need a lot of white and a lot of little blue 2-inch squares.
Right.
So there's a couple of ways to attack this, but I'm going to say that the most efficient way, we'll call it efficient, is to you're going to take and make, let me step back. We're going to build this block by starting in the center, and we're going to put 2 pieces on either side, and then we'll do it again and do it again, and then you add, but in between you add these 3-step pieces on.
Right.
So we're going to make those 3-part pieces first. We're going to make all of those. So for that you need your 2 focus pieces, 2 short white strips, and 2 long white strips, and all of the little blue squares. And you're going to put a little blue square on the end of each of those strips, and you're going to press them to the darker fabric except for the long white strips. On the long white strips, just to make them nest, you're going to press to the white. All right, so we're going to do that. So we'll come back with 6 strips that have a blue one, a light, on my case, a light blue one. It'll be purpley on this one. So the lighter fabric on the ends of all 6 strips. All right? So we've sewn, and we've made it look very complicated here. We've sewn all of our 3-piece strips, and we have our center piece up here. So ignore these for right now, because the next step is not any of those pieces. The next step is going to be to sew these 2, the leftover 2 small white pieces to 2 opposite sides of this large center square. And then press them to the dark again. They'll press into this. Then you're going to sew these 2 pieces on next, and we'll have our 9-patch, right?
Right.
And those you will press, well,
It should be to the dark.
but that's a dark and a light.
Well, it's to the darkest because it's white. So away from the white?
It doesn't make any sense because you're putting on this, and there's 2 colors. So how do you press to the dark and the light?
Oh, you're talking about the rows.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, on the white you press to the dark.
I'm sorry.
It's this part. I press them open. Shelley does that twirly thing.
Yeah.
Which I tried to do. She even showed it to me. I even took a picture of doing it, and then I couldn't do it the next time around. So I give up.
I'm going to do the twirly.
Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to come back with this center 9-patch. That center 9-patch should be 6.5 inches square. And this strip, if you want to check these two, the middle length strip should have been 9.5 inches long. And obviously the outer one should be 12.5 inches, the size of our finished block.
Right.
So let's make this 9 patch and come back and do the next step.
Okay.
All right, so the block is looking good.
Yes.
It comes together pretty obviously, but I don't want to say that if any of you are struggling.
Yes.
So here's our 9 patch. Our next step is we're going to put on the color round. So you're going to put on your 2 darks and press those to the darks. And then you're going to put on these 2 strips that have the focus fabric and press those as we did the last time. Either press them open or do the swirly thing. I hate to say that because people don't necessarily know what we're talking about. But so if you don't, just press them open.
We've
That's
talked
what I do.
about it in the past.
Right, but we haven't talked about it now.
You're
So it
right.
could be new listeners.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need a demo one, right, of that.
Yeah, we don't really have the high-tech camera equipment to do close-ups.
That's
I mean,
true.
I do try to bring it in when I'm editing the videos, but
Right.
if I bring in too close, it gets pretty blurry.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll save that when we, get more high-tech. In 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so obviously the last round goes on the exact same way. Were we gonna wait? No, let's just tell them. Okay, so we're gonna make this round, like I said, come back. This is now at the end of it, 9.5 inches square. Then you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna take, these will all be sewn on, you're gonna take these white strips and sew them against your dark coordinating, or the focus. I mean, it could be turned. I don't know which way you've done it.
Right.
It doesn't matter. So those will go on, and then these last 12.5 inch strips will go on the outside.
Right.
And this time, when you put these on, you're going to press to the white. Are we going to press to the white? Yes, you press to the white again.
And the
Here.
deal is you're pressing really towards the least
Less
complicated, and that's why we picked that.
Because this is going to have a bunch of seams right here, and they won't want to press to those, and it gets fat.
Yeah.
So, okay. So when we come back, we should have our finished blocks. I really don't think we're going to have any extra words of wisdom on this. It's a pretty
easy,
obvious block.
yeah.
It's like making a 9 patch over and over and over again.
Yeah, with lots of sashing.
Yeah. All right. So, aren't the blocks beautiful?
Yes.
I really like it. Thank you, Alabama, for your variation.
Okay.
So here we have our blocks. Mine came out just fine.
Yeah.
I didn't have any unsewing to do, so that was
Yeah,
good.
that's always a good thing, right?
Yeah. All right, so so at the end, all you need to do is make sure your put a square up ruler on it, make sure it's 12.5, and turn them in
Yes.
at the meeting. So these March blocks are due at the April meeting in 2024. So if you're watching this way later and you missed it, don't bring it.
Yes, I know. It does happen now and then.
Yes. We don't always mention the year, and so I'm trying to be good about mentioning the year this year. So, okay. All right. Well, thank you all, and we'll see you back here next month.